welcome to another edition of Sci-Fi Journal presented by the Rhode Island Science Fiction Club. This show is for September 2018. I'm Marc Morisseau, also hosting the show today are
Calvin Watts III
and
Ian Kingston.
James Hinsey and Maddy Morisseau will be later on in the program. They got some other cool stuff they want to do. But for now, the three of us are at TerrifiCon 2018 at Mohegan Sun. Guys, this is an awesome convention. What are you looking forward to most at TerrifiCon?
Well, if you remember that interview that I had with Mitch Hallock, the proprietor of TerrifiCon, he was talking about there were so many different things for everybody to do, and he was absolutely spot on. There's a tabletop gaming area. There is a video game area for like tournaments and stuff. There's a room that has a model train set up, which is like really cool.
Woo woo!
A lot of comic book artists, writers. There are some movie and TV guests here. A lot of people seems like they're having a really good time. It's a brand new arena, or a brand new setup over here at Mohegan Sun on the Expo Center, and it's just really nice. And we are having a great time, and hopefully you will too.
Okay, Ian, what are you looking forward to the most from TerrifiCon?
They've got a massive dealer room. I just love going around seeing all the different tchotchkes and everything else that they've got. Just even if I don't end up picking up a whole heck of a lot, I do just like to see it. And I really am looking forward to just seeing that gaming area. It's, it's being sponsored by Sony and Microsoft for some of the areas. We've got Gaming Underground there. We've got a few other places. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what they have and the setup they've got going.
Yep, and I like a lot of the cosplay. And the nice thing about this convention is that they really cater to the comic book artists. So there are a lot of really good, famous comic book artists at this convention. So let's check out what's going on at TerrifiCon 2018.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Sci-Fi Journal. Today we're at TerrifiCon, and I'm interviewing my buddy here, Brett Kelley. He's an independent artist that has even been featured on television show. Tell me a little bit about that, Brett.
Sure, yeah. I'm a big steampunk artist. I have a lot of friends that I do steampunk artwork for, and I just asked one of my friends I did a bunch of artwork for in an event in 2014 in Steampunk Springfield, which is up in Springfield, Mass. It was a 6-month-long installation. I designed about 24 pieces for a couple of shows, and then the client that I did the artwork for was reached out to by a show called Steampunked. It was on the Game Show Network. It was actually on Netflix. I think it might still be on, but it might have been taken off. But my artwork appears in there, which is really fun, and it was a fun surprise to hear about that once when some people recognized it and called me up and they were like, you got to check this out. I was like, awesome. That's where that went. All right, neat. Yeah.
So what started your whole passion with drawing and art and everything, and where has it grown from when you started?
Sure. Yeah, I always been drawing when I was a little kid. Pretty much it was like the one thing I did where like people wouldn't yell at me for, so like everyone was kind of like, oh, you can do this, all right, cool, you're not causing property damage, just keep doing that. Then I just kind of kept keep getting a little bit better, and then I went to school for it, and then graduated from UConn, awesome. UConn represent, Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Illustration, and then the last like 6 or 7 years I've been going to conventions and just doing really fun little works for everybody. I live up in Northampton, do heavy metal scenes, stuff like that, and just get to meet and hang out with other artists that do the same thing. As a matter of fact, also shout out to the Red Fork Empire, based out of Providence, Justin and Kitty, big fans of them. Actually, awesome. Yeah, so there you go.
So if people wanted to get in touch with you or check out some of your art, how would they do that?
Yeah, the best way is my Instagram, BKArtMerc, which is short for Brett Kelley Art Mercenary. So yeah, BKArtMerc on Instagram. It's probably where I do most of my work. I post all my more fun stuff. And then if you just type that in on a regular Google search, it'll just put you right to my Facebook page as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure to talk with you, Kelly,
yeah.
Brett, and take care.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Enjoy the con.
Yeah, you guys too.
Let's check out what else we got. Well, hello and thank you for watching. Here's another segment of ours. We like to call it Popcorn Previews. This month we're going to be looking at a few movies, starting off with a family thriller and family kind of horror along the kids' side. Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween comes out in theaters on October 12th. Let's take a look at that clip.
starting to look like Halloween around here.
I don't think this place is giving out candy. Haunted Halloween.
Did you miss me?
You discovered a walking, talking dummy and you didn't tell me?
Okay, well, he seemed like a really nice guy at the start. They're moving.
So tiny and cute, what can they possibly do? Sonny, they're just gummy bears.
I love the old Goosebumps, TV show and movies that they'd had when I was growing up.
And the first Goosebumps movie was pretty good too. That was well done.
Yeah, no, it was definitely well done, and I'm glad that they're going to continue this. I feel like there's a lot of really dark horror movies that are coming out. It's kind of nice to bring it back, even though they still have a lot of that suspense and everything, to bring it back more into the family mold, to give everybody a little bit of a breath of fresh air and not so scary or dark for the family audience. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, Calvin?
No, I wasn't really a Goosebumps person, being a little bit older, but yeah, I mean, I know the R.L. Stine books. I know it's really popular. The first movie was pretty cool, so this looks just as equally fun.
Next, we've got First Man, which is based on a New York best-selling book. It basically tailors the years leading up to, during the space race, focusing on Neil Armstrong, his family, the Cold War that was going on, as well as our trip to the moon, first landing and everything there. So let's take a look at that.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Be an inventor.
First man to walk on the moon. That'd be something.
We've chosen a job so difficult, requiring so many technological developments. We're gonna have to start from scratch. Go and throttle up. Only after we master these tasks do we consider trying to land on the moon.
Neil, if this flight is successful, you'll go down in history. What kind of thoughts do you have about that?
We're planning on the flight being successful.
Damn, that is a big mother. It'll go up like a half-kiloton A-bomb if it blows.
The vehicle's not safe.
We need to fail down here so we don't fail up there.
This isn't just another trip, Neil. You're not just going to work.
Do you think you're coming back?
There are risks, but we have every intention of coming back.
Somebody got a Swiss Army knife? Swiss Army knife? You kidding me? Here we go.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Do you question whether the program's worth the cost in money and in lives?
You're down here and you look up and you don't think about it too much, but space exploration changes your perception. And it allows us to see things that we should have seen a long time ago.
We have serious problems.
We've got this under control.
You're a bunch of boys. You don't have anything under control.
Now, for all of you history buffs out there, this is one of those retroactive looks at both where science fiction was leading up to, the politics of the day, as well as, one of the most important discoveries and achievements of human history. So
now I'm old enough to actually have lived during the space race.
Whoa, what is it like back during the Stone Age?
It was awesome. It really was, because we had all these cool toys like Major Matt Mason and all this space helmets and all this stuff. So it'd be very interesting to see this movie from that perspective. As a kid growing up with the space race, I want to see this movie to get like more background information about Armstrong and Aldrin and all that stuff. It looks really neat.
And what's also really cool about it is, just like Goosebumps, it's coming out October 12th, so you'll even be able to see that before Halloween. Not obviously related to that genre, but it's going to be one of those movies that helps you get through before the holiday season and movies kick up during that time. So really looking forward to that. Our last movie here is the sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It's going to be Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. And here we actually get to see Jude Law play Dumbledore while coming into the mix and, talking about the whole underlying plots and challenges with Newt Scamander. So I'm really excited for this. Huge Harry Potter fan, huge Harry Potter universe fan. Let's take a look at that one.
I have some questions for you, Professor.
This is a surprise.
There's a rumor that Newt Scamander is headed to Paris. I know he's working under your orders. What do you have to say for yourself, Dumbledore?
If you'd ever had the pleasure to teach him, you'd know Newt is not a great follower of orders. The time's coming, Newt, when you're gonna have to pick a side.
Are you going somewhere?
No, we're going somewhere.
Jeez.
I can't move against Grindelwald. It has to be you.
I'm really excited about that movie. Looks fantastic. Comes out November 16th. Any thoughts on that one, Calvin?
I'm looking forward to it. Looks
awesome.
good.
Awesome. Mark, anything?
Yes, I like the first one, so I'm looking forward to the second one. Should be a lot of fun.
There's a really cool clip, as you saw in that scene, where she's riding that sea creature underneath the water, and they have like all the individual like seaweed and everything on it moving independently. It's really wonderful. I'm really also looking forward to the special effects that they have going on. It's just going to be incredible. So thanks again, and I'll catch you next month with the next segment of Popcorn Previews.
One of the really cool things that they're doing at TerrifiCon 2018 is they're trying to get as many people as possible to sign a giant birthday card to celebrate Superman's birthday. And I am with Tyler. Hi, Tyler.
Hi.
How old are you, buddy?
13.
And what troop are you from?
I'm from Troop 68 in Trumbull, Connecticut.
All right. Now tell me a little bit about how you're helping out here. What do they have people doing?
So basically what we have people doing is coming up and signing this, and then they take a marker and they go sign that.
And do you know how many signatures they're trying to get?
I don't know exactly how many they're trying to get.
But they're trying to break a world record, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Now, have you signed it already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, how did Scouts get involved with TerrifiCon this year?
So, basically, the Scouts volunteer to help out at TerrifiCon, and they escort some of the celebrities over to the Ballroom A for a podium talk.
Okay, cool. Now, are you going to be here all weekend or just today, or what are you doing?
Just today.
Just today? Okay. Now, do you have any favorite superheroes or anything that interests you about this convention?
Well, my favorite superhero by far is the Hulk. And just an interesting fact, I was in that exact boardroom right there having lunch, and I actually met Lou Ferrigno.
You did? Oh, was he nice?
Yep.
Nice guy? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, thank you very much, Tyler. Okay, let's see what else is going on at TerrifiCon.
Alright, well hi everyone and welcome to Books and Board Games for September of 2018. It's crazy how fast this year has gone by, right my cameraman?
Yes.
Okay, so I have 2 board games and 1 book to talk to you about. The first board game I have, I'm actually personally excited for as a big Disney fan. Disney, partnered with Wonder Forge, has released Disney's Villainous. It came out in August of this year. It's for 2 to 6 players with a 50-minute gameplay, and ages 10 plus are recommended. Now, if you're the type of person who likes to race to the finish against your friends, this is the perfect game for you. In this epic contest of sinister power, you can take on the role of a Disney villain and strive to achieve your own devious objective. So you discover your character's unique abilities and winning strategy while dealing twists of fate to thwart your opponent's schemes. Find out who will triumph over the forces of good and win it all. So this one seems very exciting. I will definitely be picking this one up soon. Our second board game that we have is Glorantha, The Gods' War. This is to come out this month, September of 2018. It's for 3 to 4 players with a 90-minute gameplay, ages 14 plus. Now this board game is based off of the books by Greg Stafford and his world, which is very exciting. According to Greg, his description is that you can take the part of powerful elemental factions battling to determine the fate of the cosmos. So you'll be taking part in things like fighting over territories, performing miracles, commanding monsters and gods. You can storm the gates of heaven, or you can let the world rot away. It's all up to you. So if you are into games where you control the world, this one is definitely one to check out. And the last thing I have to talk about today is actually a book. This is released in August of this year, so you can pick this one up at either Amazon or Barnes & Noble. This is Catwoman Soulstealer by Sarah J. Maas. So I'm going to do my best. I'm not a huge Batman person, so if I pronounce these names wrong, I apologize. So, 2 years after escaping Gotham City slums, Selena Kyle returns as the mysterious and wealthy Holly Vanderhees. She quickly discovers that with Batman off on a vital mission, Gotham City looks ripe for the taking. Meanwhile, Luke Fox wants to prove that as Batwing, he has what it takes to help people. He targets a new thief on the prowl who has teamed up with Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. Together, they are wreaking havoc. This Catwoman is clever. She may be Batwing's undoing. So if you are into the Batman world, this is definitely a book to check out. Now, that's all I have for September of this year. I hope you guys are enjoying all the footage from TerrifiCon. I know that the guys had a really great time, and I was bummed that I couldn't be there. But I hope you enjoy, and let's move on.
Hey, we're here at NEON, which is run by the same people who ran TempleCon these many past years. So here we are, Calvin, Marc, and Adam. We're going to have some fun. There's music tonight, a bunch of synthwave bands. They have the arcade room and the old retro gaming room. So Calvin, how are things going so far?
I'm having a blast. As you well know, console, arcade, retro gaming is right up my alley. We're going to go into the console room. We're going to check out a couple of rare consoles they have, a couple of the really cool video games they have on display. They have like a little living room setup, so if you want to play like Atari or the NES. There's even a game that's playing in there that has some local connections, and I'll explain about that in a little bit.
All right. And Marc, how about you?
I am looking forward to the Rhode Island Computer Museum, which has a whole bunch of stuff here. I found a Commodore Amiga 500. That was my favorite system.
Oh, I like that. So it's a lot of cool stuff. And I had the Apple IIe Plus or 2 Plus, but they've got a 2E, and they got some other great stuff. How about you, Adam? What are you doing?
I got to play some of the computer games, which I never played as a kid, and I realized how bad I am. But I am looking forward to the old-style board games that they have here.
Cool, and they got tons of other board games, table games, role-playing games, and vendors. So, all right, what else there, Calvin?
So some of the segments that you'll see with my stuff, there'll be some that'll be incorporated to the show, but there's going to be a bunch more that'll get put up on YouTube, so you'll be able to see the entirety of what we filmed on there.
YouTube exclusives. Yeah, I like it. It should be a lot of fun. Right. And maybe it'll make it into the next month's show, because this month is September. I'm sticking some stuff in here in between all the TerrifiCon stuff. So let's go check it out here at NEON. Okay, James here at NEON RetroFest with Dan Berman from the Rhode Island Computer Museum. So tell me, how long has the museum been about here in Rhode Island?
Well, we've been here since 1999, but we've been in the collection mode to about 4 years ago. And then 4 years ago, we opened up what we call our Learning Lab. And our Learning Lab is a place where we can bring students in and show them some of the old computers and teach them. We also have a warehouse that has 4,000 square feet of old computers.
Wow, yeah, I've seen a lot of these over here. I used to have an Apple II Plus, and then I've used friends' Apple IIc and stuff like that. I went to an engineering science school, so I did take some computer language classes. To what extent, how many do you think you have?
It's hard to estimate how many we really have. Like I was saying, we have 4,000 square feet of them. We probably have over 200 different models. So we have, one of the things that we're showing here is an IBM 360 face panel, and that was used in Mad Men for the show. And then we've done a lot of other movies as props. So we were in Americans, we were in Halt and Catch Fire, and we've been in an episode of King Kong and all. So we've been in many different places that we use for these computers.
Right. When they're looking for an old computer, they need. They come to you. How long has that been going on now?
So that's been about the last 3 years. Mad Men was the first one that came to us, and by word of mouth, the other set designers have found us, and we're fairly close to New York City, so they can come up from New York City, get pieces of the collection, and then bring them back after they're finished with them. So it works out pretty well for us.
And are you still looking for other old vintage computers and things like that?
We're always looking for old vintage computers. We do have space constraints since we only have so much room. But anything unique we like to take, or anything that's in good condition we like to take.
So you say you have like a place for people to come and visit. Tell us about that.
So we opened up our facility about 4 years ago, and our intent is for outreach to the youth. And so we work with a school in downtown Providence, a charter school, and they send us interns twice a week. And the interns learn simple electronics, they learn about computers, and they do some kind of community service project for us, usually teaching in a library or teaching in another school. So we like to mix the old stuff with the new stuff. So our newest things are Raspberry Pis, which are a $35 computer that can fit in the back of an envelope. And we're driving our big sign over here that says NEON with a Raspberry Pi on it. And then our oldest things are the size of refrigerators, but they have the speed of maybe an old Atari. Go ahead.
Thank you. So how can people contact you and find out about that?
Well, you can learn about us on our website, and our website is ricomputermuseum.org, and you can email us for hours. We always have open hours on Saturday at our facility, and we can take you to the warehouse by appointment.
Great. That's these old vintage computers. We wouldn't be where we are today without them, because we kind of worked with those, used those. I used to do word processing and things like that on a Wang, which no one probably remembers what a Wang was. And the Apples and the turned into the Macs and all that stuff. So thank you very much. This is great here at NEON.
Thank you, and hopefully you enjoy your time here at the NEON Festival.
Okay, so the game that you were seeing here is from the system I grew up with. It's the Mattel Intellivision. So this is one of 4 special games that came out originally for the Intellivision. It came with you had to get the IntelliVoice voice synthesis module, which basically gave the game's voice capability. So this is Bomb Squad. This is a unique game in its own right. And so the premise of the game is that there's a mad bomber that has planted a bomb in the city, and you have to go and you have to try and defuse it. So you have to go into like the different areas and basically replace the stuff in the circuit boards. And if you do it in the proper sequence, it'll light up a number on the grid that you have to try and figure out what the number is. And you have like a certain amount of time to go ahead and do it. So let me see if I can actually do this and not screw it up. Okay, so you basically, you have like these little like wire cutters that you need to go ahead and cut. And then you pick it up, drop it, and get it out of the way. Now, color matters. So if you notice, I'm going to pick up what it looks like the same color or the same type, but in all likelihood, it's not going to work. So I'll go ahead and solder it in and see what happens. See? So if you notice, if you screw up, it ends up moving the timer down faster. So in a case like this, what you need to do is go ahead and pick up this as a kind of like a generic part. Go ahead, drop that, solder it in, and it should be okay. Well, maybe not. It's been a really long time since I played this. But basically, that's what you kind of get the premise of how it works. So it's a lot of fun. The Intellivision will always be my favorite retro system because that's the system I grew up with. It's kind of like the odd person out because a lot of people, my friends and whatnot, they all had Ataris. I had to be different. And I learned how to play poker and blackjack from playing endless hours on my Intellivision. But I'm really looking forward to the Retro Intellivision or whatever they're going to call it, which you have more information about it. Tommy Tallarico and announced the Intellivision Retro Council, for lack of a better term, later on this fall. So there you go.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Wow, I can't believe I'm actually doing a game over. It's been a while.
Game over, man. Game over.
All right, so let's go through this stuff really quickly. Home media stuff that is now available for you to pick up. And it just seems like a lot of this stuff was just in the theaters. You can go and see Avengers Infinity War in your home, along with Deadpool 2, Ready Player One, Rampage, and something that's near and dear to my heart, the Predator, the Predator trilogy has been re-released. The reason why I mention this is because the Predators, which is, or The Predator, I should say, which is the new Predator movie directed by Shane Black, is coming out in September, which looks really awesome.
This month, we are definitely going to check it out as a movie.
It's going to be awesome. Yes. But getting a little bit into the technical side of stuff, the Predator Blu-ray has been very maligned by Blue K movie purist over the years as being like one of the worst Blu-rays to ever come out. Really make the film look artificial, didn't look all that great. The 4K version corrects all of that stuff, and it looks exactly the way it's supposed to look like with some film grain, and it looks really, really awesome in 4K. So definitely going to pick that up. Moving on to gaming news, and I say gaming news because I have some, and it wouldn't be me about pinball. So, yes, Stern has released and talked about their latest pinball machine, and it's going to be based on the comic superhero, if you can call him that, Deadpool. It looks awesome. I bet you it's going to be fun. The background LCD screen, it looks like it's going to be like more of a like they're trying to go for like an 80s vibe, which looks like really cool. And as soon as I get the chance to play it, I will let you guys know. See what else is going on. It's been a while since I've talked to you. E3 is come and gone. There was so many announcements that come out of E3. A lot of retro news. I can't even begin to tell you where to start with retro news. The Atari is coming back. It's been crowdfunded. It's supposed to come out next year, called the Atari VCS, and it's supposed to have a mixture of old school Atari games as well as some new stuff. Not really a ton of information about it, but the console is like an homage to the original VCS. Not to be outdone, Tommy Tallarico, who is a famed 90s video game music composer, did a lot of work on video games like the Genesis and stuff. He is the president of Intellivision, and Intellivision is actually coming back. They announced that a couple of months ago. And we should have more news for that in the fall, probably around November, as to more details. I'm really looking forward to that. A lot of companies have started coming out with like retro arcade gaming. You can go into your local store now and pick up like these little mini retro arcade games. There are people that have crowdfunded or kickstarted like exact replicas of like our arcade games like Centipede and Tempest. And now I believe at like GameStop and Walmart and whatever it is, a company, I want to say it's Arcade 1-Up, and you can actually get like different arcade games. They're not quite full size, but they're about like 4 feet tall. Like, they go for less around the price of a regularly priced console, but there's one that's going to be Street Fighter based, and I'll have like the Street Fighter games. There's one that's going to have a lot of the rollerball games like Centipede and Missile Command. And it has an actual like TV screen, arcade setups. It looks like it's a lot of fun. Let's see what else is going on. Pokemon Go. A lot of stuff is going on with Pokemon Go. In the meantime, they've released player versus player trading, or player trading, I should say. Player versus player looks like it's going to be coming out at the end of the year. And they've just had Celebi come in, which is a mythical Pokemon, which is the Mew was like the first special quest that you needed to do in order to catch Mew. So that's gone live. That's going to be like really cool to do. Spider-Man comes out this month, early this month. It's a PlayStation 4 exclusive. That looks really incredible. For you PlayStation 1 fans, Spyro. The Spyro trilogy has been remastered. It's called Spyro Reignited. That's coming out in November.
I like those Spyro games. Spyros.
Used to play that back in the day with Kayla and Megan. So shout out to them and the old school memories.
Absolutely. Leslie and I, my wife, were really big fans of Spyro, so looking forward to that. And not to be outdone, Destiny 2 Forsaken drops on September 4th. They've added so much stuff into the game.
How much stuff have they added, Calvin?
They've added a lot of stuff into the game, and it starts out with them killing off a fan favorite, Cade 6. So here's a little trailer about that.
They didn't expect that!
Destiny 2 Forsaken, available September 4th.
I have been a hardcore Destiny game fan from day one. I'm really looking forward to all the changes, and I will give a review in an upcoming future episode.
Usually stars in fan favorites that get killed off.
Unfortunately. I know we still have some leftover interviews and stuff from Pintastic New England 2018, so here is that. Okay, so I am here with Dan Spaulding with ProjectPinball.org. I didn't get the chance to speak with him last year because honestly, his booth was like swarming, but Project Pinball is a really good organization. It's a really good cause. And what they do, among other things, is put pinball machines in the hospitals, like children's hospitals and stuff. It helps promote pinball, and it's all, for a good cause. Dan, how you doing?
Doing perfect. Glad to be here.
All right, you talk a little bit for the people who haven't known what Project Pinball is all about. Talk a little bit about Project Pinball and what you guys been up to lately.
Well, we started our Love Across America tour that takes us on the road for 46 days. We're going to be traveling 9,000 miles and dedicating 9 pinball machines in new locations. So it's going to keep us busy for a while. Plus, we add the shows like Pintastic to get out there and, like you said, try to interact with people that come up to our booth. So, we've been busy. And I think we're like 7 days in right now. So we have another 39 more days of road travel and people to talk to.
Wow, so you're going to be all over the place. So you're going to end up being at Replay?
Yeah, we'll end up there at the end of July. We look forward to that as well. But we have a lot of miles to put on in between these two shows. The 3 weeks in between, we're going to be headed to New York City and then head west into the Midwest, all the way out to Omaha and parts in between.
So how did you come up with the idea of Project Pinball?
Well, it kind of found us. Everybody said, hey, did the light bulb go off in the middle of the night? No, that didn't happen. We found a local pinball machine in a local hospital that was dedicated to a boy that lost his life to his battle with cancer. So once we seen how important it was for the people in the hospital to have that disconnection or interruption with what they were going through, we did everything we could to get that machine up and working. And that really gave us the idea that we could do it on a national scale, something bigger to help other people out there. There's a lot of people in the pinball community that understand because they know how it makes them feel, and they know that it could be brought local with their help. We rely on them to maybe service the machine that would be in their city or their backyard, or provide fundraising and, maybe just helping grow awareness in the community like you guys are doing here.
And it's going to be something special, especially putting him into like children's hospitals, because it's really cool when you see a child or like a younger kid play a game for the first time, or they see like a video game for the first time. It's like really cool. But then when you see something like physical, like a pinball machine with lights going on, and you got the flippers and you got the ball, you see that face light up. It really is something special.
It truly is. I love our dedications because I get to see the kids play for the very first time. They never seen the pinball machine, but their parents have. They could kind of relate to maybe having that in their past as well, but it's really the kids that really come to it with awe. If you guys have a chance, go out, check out our trailer on ProjectPinball.org, like you mentioned, and you'll see something that just was amazing that we captured on film. There was a little girl at a dedication at the Ronald McDonald House. We just put in a Guardians of the Galaxy. She was able to bring in one special, doll. She could only pick one toy and something that was meaningful to her to join her in the hospital. So all of a sudden, she gets in front of the machine and she found out she could play. She took that precious item and just handed it off to her sister standing right behind her without even looking. So that precious toy that was her security blanket of sorts just got discarded so quickly because she wanted to play pinball. And I was able to stand there and witness that and see it firsthand how, it's very comforting to see kids just jump on it like that. and it's very, very therapeutic. You know, we get doctors and nurses and child eye specialists, and even the parents coming up and saying how much they need it, how much they use it. So it's a great feeling. I'm blessed to have this charity in my life.
Okay, so if you want to know more and you want to donate, you want to find out more about Project Pinball, it's projectpinball.org, correct?
Yes, that is correct. ProjectPinball.org. If they're out on Facebook, they could come out and see what we're doing. Love Across America, we try to, do a update every single day so people know where we're at. If they're local, they could come out and, play pinball with us.
All right, awesome. Dan, thank you very much for your time. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys coming over.
And that is all I have for Game Over. So let's go and see what else and what other trouble we can get into at TerrifiCon 2018. So we're here at TerrifiCon 2018. I am with CJ from Air, Mass, and it's Photo Fantasies, which is his company. Now this is really cool. So what they use like blue screen and green screen technology, and you can use props, and you can basically dress up as your favorite cosplayer, and you can actually put yourself into the movie or into a picture. So you could have yourself, as an example, on Endor with the Death Star in the background, or you could be flying around on a broomstick in like a Harry Potter scene. So I want to take the time to speak to you. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Yourself?
Doing fine. So how is it going for you at TerrifiCon? And talk a little bit about your company and what you do.
Well, I put this together because everybody takes photographs. Everybody who's got a cell phone takes photographs, but I wanted this to be more of an experience. That's why I added the costumes and the props. And a lot of people come in already in costume, and that's great because they know what they want. But if you don't come in costume, we've got the costumes we can put on you, the props you can hold, and it's an experience. Yes, you get a photo to take home with you, but the experience is what we're really concentrating on.
And so I see you have like a wide range of stuff. I saw stuff from like Harry Potter. I believe there was Doctor Who. Back to the Future is really cool. What are some of the big things that people want to do?
Well, the flying rig, which you see over there, I designed this rig where people can sit on it, and it looks like they're flying on a broom. That's really, really popular. I brought my straitjacket for Hannibal Lecter. There's a little bit of everything, and no matter what kind of movie interest, pop culture is what it's our pop culture picks.
So I assume you do other conventions as well. Obviously, we're at TerrifiCon now. Are there any upcoming conventions where people can find you at? And do you have a website if people want to get more information as to where you guys are going to be?
Certainly. We don't have any more conventions. This is our first major convention because the company is fairly new. Okay. And but we're really happy that Mitch asked us to come out and be part of this because it's a fantastic convention. Our website is aceofbostonmagic.com, and they can go there to find out about Photo Fantasies. It's one of the services that we offer.
Okay, CJ, thank you for taking the time to spend a few minutes with us, and enjoy the rest of the TerrifiCon.
Thank you very much, and have a great time here at TerrifiCon.
All right, Tube News for September 2018. That's better.
That's better.
Much better. Here we go. Okay, here we go. I got a few things here. Babylon 5 and Space 1999. If you are fans of those two particular programs, you should know that they are now being aired on Comet TV.
Awesome. Yes. Awesome.
Which is nice. So if you have like over the air, or if you have a Roku box or a Fire Stick or something like that, you can catch Comet TV and catch those two special shows. Those are awesome programs. Let's see, The Purge is a 10-episode miniseries airing on USA starting in September 4th at 10 p.m. It's based on the movies. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the films or not.
I know what it's about, yeah.
Okay, did you see any of the movies, The Purge?
I never did.
Okay, I watched the first one. I don't really have to go back for the other ones, but if you're a big fan of this particular show, it's going to be airing on USA starting in September. Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard, made an announcement at a recent Star Trek convention that he is going back to playing that role on a future series on CBS All Access.
Captain, my captain.
Captain, my captain. No specifics about when it's going to air or what kind of a role he's going to play or what the series is all about. He just made this announcement at the convention. Everybody went nuts, and so it's all over the internet and such. So as we get more details, we will be bringing those to you about Patrick Stewart returning to Star Trek, which is pretty cool.
Sweet.
Yep, I like it. American Horror Story, season number 8 on FX, starting September 12th. 2018. This one is like a radioactive post-apocalyptic type of theme, which is good. And there's rumors that the same actresses and actors that were in American Horror Story Coven are returning to this particular series. So we don't know if there's like a Coven connection, the witches come back after everything blows up, or what's going on. But if you're a fan of American Horror Story, that's another series to check out. Star Trek Discovery, Season 2. Everyone had a big controversy about the Klingons. Well, guess what? It looks like they're going to be changing the look of the Klingons again. It's supposed to be going along with Star Trek canon as far as why the Klingons look the way they do, and even more so why they look the way they do in Season 2, but we'll have to wait until Discovery Season 2 begins to see what's going on.
All right, fair enough.
And also, if you're a fan of Star Trek Discovery, Season 1 is going to be released on Blu-ray and DVD in November. So if you didn't want to pay for CBS All Access, but you still want to check out the show, you just buy the DVDs, which come out in November.
Definitely.
All right. And that's all I have for this month for Tube News. I'm here with two gentlemen from the Mohegan-Pequot Railroad Club. This is Bob and Clark. All right. Now, tell us a little bit about the setup that you have here today at TerrifiCon.
Well, let me start with the club. The club has been around since 1980. Mohegan and Pequot, associated with neither tribe, named after the Mohegan-Pequot Bridge when it was formed, because half the people lived on either side of the bridge and they fumbled for a name and they settled on Mohegan-Pequot.
So tell
us. It's the first time we've been at a casino in the history of the club since 1980.
And how did you get invited from TerrifiCon to do this setup?
Well, I built this incredible Hulk module over here. Camera pans. Okay, and I talked to Mitch Hallock, the promoter of TerrifiCon, and thought this would be our key to get in, and he said yes, and so we're supposed to add to the show. I hope we do.
Now, Bob, I've got to ask you some questions. How long have you been a member of this club, and what got you interested?
Oh, I've been in the train since I was a little kid. My father actually had a store. I've been in the club about 1.5 years now. And you asked me a few minutes ago what kind of trains these are. These are O gauge. We're not a scale. We're O gauge. It's considered a toy.
Okay.
On the track right now, we're running numerous types. Some Mike's Train House, some Line L, some K-Line. There's numerous companies that we use. We don't specialize in anything.
Now, if people want to get more involved in your organization, is there a website or email or something that they can get in touch with?
Yes, it's www.mprr.org. And from there, you got to navigate your way to the application form or look at the stuff we've done and have or plan to do. And it's up to you to see if that fits your wants and desires. We're always looking for new members.
Very good.
Especially younger new members.
That's right. Now, what's the average age of people in your group?
Too old.
I might also want to mention we have a G gauge group, an big HO group. We have an O scale and the O gauge. In the past, we had N gauge. I'm not certain if we still have them, but we're welcome to all of them.
Very good. So if you're into all different kinds of trains, this is the organization that you want to check out. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Let's see what else is going on at TerrifiCon.
Thank you for having us.
So here again at TerrifiCon 2018, and we are with the guy, the man, the one in charge, the big kahuna. This is Mitch Hallock.
Mitch, how's it going?
Oh, it's going terrific. Come on. It's going terrific.
Oh, I had to know that was coming. Yeah. I got to tell you, we are having such a blast. The new Expo Center is really, really nice. I like the fact there are so many different things to do. Really like the model train guy, like you were saying back at Pintastic.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. I put that guy in there wondering, I go, are people going to like this? Because I like model trains, so I'm glad you enjoyed that. Thanks.
One of the things I noticed from this con compared to like different cons, people are walking around with smiles on their faces. They're happy. There's no like jostling around, or they're not packed in like sardine cans. People are genuinely having a good time, which is really, really awesome. That's you don't get that everywhere.
I'm actually pumping oxygen into their face so they're high as a kite. No, absolutely, you're right. I mean, you give people good value, you give them good entertainment, you give them great guests, you give them a terrific programming, and you don't gouge them. And at the end of the day, they're going to keep wanting to come back for more. And I think that's a lot to do with the happiness you see here, yeah.
I really like the fact that you have a lot of different artists and writers here, and everything's all like lined up like really well. So here's Artist Alley, and it's really Artist Alley, and you got everything. It just seems like it's a well-oiled machine, and it's running along like really, really good. I am most impressed, and I really like the fact that you're hands-on. We just got from watching a panel with the comic book men, and you were actually on the comic book men. You know, you were as Jones.
Yes, I was. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I do the planning for the show, like you said. I do the panel ideas, and then I figure out who's going to be talking on them. But I'm also running around on show day, making announcements, booking guests, cleaning out the garbage can when it's overflowing, doing all that stuff too. So I kind of miss going to my own show. I try to get in as much as possible. So the only reason why I kind of hosted that panel is a little bit selfish, because Mike and Ming are friends of mine, and that's probably the only chance I'm going to talk to them all weekend. So yeah, that's why that happened.
Which is totally understandable, and we really appreciate you taking a couple minutes to go out with us. And I know that you're busy because you just announced it, even though we're really smacking the dab of this year, George Perez is going to be next year.
Yeah, that's right. Mr. Perez was supposed to be a guest last year, but unfortunately had a heart attack, and he was doctored, canceled all, and he let the cat out of the bag. That was going to be my big announcement, but George's already posted that. He will be returning to Connecticut only at TerrifiCon, so make sure you come back to Mohegan Sun August 9th to the 11th, 2019, for Mr. George Perez.
Well, we will definitely be here. I hope to see you next year. I hope to see you at CT Gameathon. Thank you very much for having us, and I hope everything goes smoothly for you.
Well, thank you guys for coming down, and all you people too, thank you for coming out today. I appreciate that.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
I will. I'm going to get some sleep soon. Okay.
All right, now we have to do the outro for the show. I got this really cool hat. All right, gentlemen, what did you think about TerrifiCon 2018? What was the highlight for you?
It was pretty terrific. I really did like the... You knew that was going to happen.
Okay.
All right, so, I mean, the dealer room really was fantastic. It had pretty much everything we were asking for. And then some. I found a lot of really cool stuff. I even picked up a Magic card that I've been looking for a long time that I feel was at a steal. It's just a really great convention. The video game room was awesome. The model train was honestly one of the greatest highlights here. So, you know, overall, I just give this 2 thumbs up. It's a great con.
Okay, Calvin.
Basically what Ian said, I am really impressed with the setup. It was very easy to get around, and it was a very diverse selection of stuff in the vendor room. Having so many different comic book artists and writers, including some like legendary names like Jerry Ordway and Jim Starlin and Roger Sturm and Neil Adams, and the list goes on, which is just like really, really cool. The video game setup was awesome. Everything was really awesome. It was a very, very well-run con. And being a part of potentially history and signing the Superman birthday card and being part of like the Guinness Book of World Records, that's really awesome too.
Yep, that was one of the things I liked about this convention, and that I have to mention, is that they provided a free fan table for a lot of fan clubs in the area. Like there was a local Starfleet chapter in Providence, the Roger Williams. They got a free table. There were some other non-profit organizations that got a free table. Just hint to some other convention organizers in the state or in the area. I'm not going to be specific, but maybe you guys should consider having free fan tables as well, if you know what I mean. But anyway, this was very well run. I like the idea of the Boy Scouts volunteering to help out. and they gave them a free ticket. The kids got to come in and enjoy themselves, and they met some TV and comic book stars. It was really, really cool.
It was awesome.
It was nice. Okay, any last minute stuff about this?
I'm pretty good.
I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. All right, so that's it for this edition of Sci-Fi Journal from TerrifiCon 2018, and also from NEON, which James is covering, and some other stuff. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you, the Spooky Show, in October. Bye.